Good morning and happy Wednesday to everyone. I hope you're having a great day so far in this hot Cayman Islands sun because it is hot out there. I wanted to come to you this morning and talk about something totally different. It is not immigration. Someone said to me last night, Pat, you have a lot of followers on TikTok, and primarily that's where all of your followers are because most of your content is about immigration. Well, if you scroll down to all of my social media pages, you will see, including YouTube, that most of my content is not about immigration. I have done a lot of other work in other areas on my social medias, and so immigration has been the hot topic for the past few months, and of course that's why I covered immigration a lot. I'm also interested in immigration and human rights and civil rights in those areas also. But need I remind everyone that immigration is not only about immigrants, immigration is also about our Caymanian people, because many of you are employers, many of you are married or in relationships or civil partnerships with non-Caymanians, immigrants, your parents with non-Caymanians and immigrants. And so there's a vast area of the immigration amendments that covers these areas. And so I want to say, needless, it is not about immigration only. Now, I am here today to talk about something different, and I will get to that. I want to say, my Caymanian people, many of you see me on the street, you write, you call, and you tell me about my contents, and you enjoy it, but please put your name where your mouth is and like, follow, and share. Don't leave it only up to the immigrants, and as a Caymanian, you tell me, well, Pat, most of your followers are people that are interested in immigration and immigrant. Well, they said expatriates. I don't like the word expatriates. It sounds a bit derogatory to me, so I use the word immigrants. Now, you immigrants who like, follow, and share, you're not following as much as you're liking. But I also want to invite you to prove the Caymanian people wrong and go to my other social media pages and like, follow, and share there too, and let them not only believe that all you do is come on TikTok. And so I am a little late with this. It was due to Earth Day on April 22nd, but nevertheless, I thought it was worth talking about. And that is because the government is interested in curbing the use of single-use plastic products in the Cayman Islands. And so on the 22nd of April, what they actually did, and I'll just cover these first, they included some additional areas across the Cayman Islands designated for protection under the National Conservation Protected Areas Order 2026. Now, for you persons who are not Caymanians and you think that this is something you shouldn't be interested in, I assure you, you should be interested in this, because you may want to visit some of these places on your weekends and holidays and days off, as well as you may want to know where these protected areas are so you don't go there and do anything wrong against the law, because they may not be the same in your countries where you come from. So it is vital for you to take note of these things, okay? These new areas include Tarpon Lake National Park, which is in Little Cayman, East Interior Nature Reserve, Little Cayman, Sand Key, South Sound, Grand Cayman, Duck Pond, Little Cayman, Western Mangrove, Keys Marine Park, North Sound, Grand Cayman, Expanded Salina Nature Reserve, Grand Cayman. So these are areas where we have a lot of wetlands, mangrove, coastal keys, forest habitats, including Cayman parrots, black crabs, blue iguanas. All of our native species are located in many of these areas. And so I also want to take the time to say, I am not happy to say this, but I will say it. May 1st to October 31st is closed for conch poaching. So I am a conch eater. I love conch stew. If it's not worded properly in the restaurants and I'm aware of it, I will tell those restaurants, please reword your dish to say conch stew. It is a native Caymanian dish, and I am a strong lover of conch stew. And so I'm not happy to learn that conch season is closed, but it is what it is. We have to replenish our marine life. And if anyone is caught poaching conchs or poaching conchs, however some of you want to pronounce it, between May 1st to October 31st, you are liable on summary conviction of up to a $500,000 fine and or 4 years in prison under the National Conservation Act. Again, if you're caught diving, stealing, poaching conchs under the National Conservation Act, you are liable up for a fine up to $500,000 or 4 years in prison. So it could be both. Okay, depends on how much conchs they catch you with. Also, a reminder, lobster season is closed until December 1st. So if you're caught stealing lobster, that's another penalty there for you once you're in court. Getting to what I really came online about now, I want to talk about the single-use plastics ban that the government has agreed to draft legislative changes under the Customs Tariff Act. The Customs Tariff Act is the act that deals with the charges that customs can charge for importation, exportation, and any type of products that are brought into the islands, and also under the Customs and Border Control Prohibited Goods Order. Okay, so the press release, it has been reported on in the news, but I decided to do something myself because many of you do not read local news, including Caymanians, and so many of you do go over my videos at times. So I just want to say this quickly. You'll be prepared that it's coming. The government has confirmed that drafting instructions has been issued by Cabinet today. That was the 22nd of April on Earth Day, to prohibit the importation of specified single-use plastics through amendments to the Customs Tariff Act and the issuance of a Customs and Border Control Prohibited Goods Order. The initial phase will target 8 commonly used items, including, listen good, small plastic grocery bags. Now, many of our local supermarkets have cut out these bags. There's still 1 or 2 small convenience stores or chain convenience stores that are still using plastic bags. But I want to encourage everyone to start using their recycled, reusable bags from now. So again, small plastic grocery bags, plastic straws, and polystyrene containers. Those are more commonly known as styrofoam containers. A thorough stakeholder engagement process will ensure businesses, especially restaurants, this doesn't say especially restaurants, but I'm interjecting restaurants in there, residents and industry partners are consulted ahead of implementation. So they're going to have people get involved in the process and have a say, as they usually have been doing with these past 2 governments. So whether you're Caymanian or non-Caymanian, you want to have a say when the say comes around. I will be letting you guys aware of that. You will be able to have a say, whether on social media or you write to the government themselves or the MPs or whatever you want to do. Minister for District Administration and Home Affairs, Honorable Nicholas DaCosta, said, "Protecting our environment is fundamental to building a resilient and sustainable Cayman Islands. That means including for anyone that lives, works, visits these islands. Not just for Caymanians, but also immigrants too, work permit holders, visitors, movie stars, whoever it is. These laws are going to apply once they're drafted and if they pass. But I do believe they will pass because it's long overdue." Continuing with Minister DaCosta's comments, these changes represent a practical and long-awaited step to reduce waste, protect our marine environment and support a stronger future for our country, unquote. Okay, so be on the lookout for these new draft amendments, and don't be surprised if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the Cayman Islands that these will come up. Restaurants, prepare yourselves. I myself, I thought I had the products here, but I myself have long been involved in recycling because I lived in North Carolina in the United States, and it's mandatory to recycle in the US. And in that state, in many areas of Florida, it is also encouraged. And so the environmental health companies, including government and private sector, offer recyclable bins free of charge. I lived in Hillsborough County, which is Tampa area, and definitely you can get recyclable bins. There's some, I think it's Miami-Dade, down near to Miami, or Broward, one of those counties. They have eliminated the use of plastics already. So if you go to a restaurant, you're getting paper straws. You can't use. You can get one plastic fork and spoon. You're using paper plates. I want to encourage people to start buying glass again. Bamboo is a great substitute for houseware products. I have environmentally friendly disposable products in terms of forks and spoons. Foster's sell a lot. Just about all the supermarkets, the major supermarket chains, sell environmentally friendly disposable utensils, paper straws, paper plates. And also, I want to say this, and this is my own personal opinion. I would encourage you all to minimize your purchasing of single plastic use water bottles. If you can, purchase the 5-gallon, I believe they are, from Flowers or Le Bleu water companies, and utilize those to cut back on single plastics use. In addition to that, if you can purchase water locally, and or the closest other place I would suggest is coming from Jamaica, because a lot of times when these water bottles are coming from other countries, and I probably shouldn't say this because they play a huge part in offering people, you know, water products. But many times, if we're thinking about Earth Day, we're also thinking about health, and many times a lot of these bottles travel a long distance. Sometimes they're under chill conditions, sometimes they're under heat conditions, and when they're under heated conditions, it is widely known scientifically that the plastics will melt in the water, and that will cause your health to be at risk over a long-term period as you continue to use. So go back to the old-fashioned way, catch your rainwater, or if you can, buy these bottles from once you buy a bottle, you can always recycle it. It'll be cheaper for you to get another bottle cheaper, refilled. And so if you don't have transportation to get to Flowers or the supermarkets, you can call the Flowers and they will drop it to your property and pick up the empty bottles. And that will help to eliminate single plastic use water bottles. Many of them are kept outside in hot conditions also, which again puts your health at risk. And so encouraging the restaurants to start converting to paper plates. I see there's quite a lot of cardboard containers and paper containers that many restaurants are converting to. Paper straws. Encourage you to use other types of straws. I've seen bamboo straws. I have seen steel straws, and you can get plastic if you can with no BPA. Ask me how I know a lot of this stuff, because I took environmental health as an elective at university, and also my daughter is an environmental scientist because she studied environmental science also. So we are a family of environmentally friendly people. And so I have tried to eliminate as much plastic out of my home here and when I was in the States as possible. My kids do the same. And so I am encouraging you guys on behalf of myself and on behalf of the Cayman Islands government and on behalf of yourself, and trying to make the transition easier, but also paying attention to your health, is to try to encourage your restaurants to convert to paper plates. And to be honest, I understand that paper products are a bit more economical friendly as opposed to styrofoam, you know. And styrofoam in itself, many of you don't know this, but styrofoam in itself, when it gets heated, those particles break down into your food too. You can't see it, but when you get food in a styrofoam product or a styrofoam plate, and you're using a plastic fork, and if you look at those spoons and those forks and those plates, especially if the food is very hot, or you know, have a good temperature to that, warm temperature to them, that styrofoam breaks down into your food. And I have to be honest with you guys to tell you this. So I encourage you guys to try to encourage, wherever you eat, to encourage them to use environmentally friendly products, but also products that will maintain a healthy outcome for you as their customers, and start eliminating these things in your house and converting. Larry's is one of the most economical places to purchase alternate products. They do have a lot of plastic products too, but to purchase alternate products made of glass or ceramic or bamboo or steel or metal or clay or anything like that. If some of you may find it hard to purchase and try to transition, and again, eliminating those shopping bags. We know they're good for your waste bin liners, but they're not good for the environment. We don't want to see them being garbage bags out on when environmental health collects the garbage. Invest in some garbage bags on your own, and take your recycled single use, your you know, Foster's have good bags for 5 cents. I have too many. And Hurley's have a very nice bag that's collapsible. I should have had it here so I could show you guys. It's a square bag. It's collapsible, so it can fold up, but you can open it and you can put your groceries. That is a wonder. I take that to Foster's when I go, because I don't really shop at Hurley's, but I did for a few things one time, and I found that bag and I fell in love with it. I've seen people here using Target's bags from overseas when they've gone away to shop, all that stuff. Red Cross and the Humane Society have a lot of those bags that you can go and purchase for maybe 25 cents that you can continue to use. But use Foster's bags. Kirk's have recyclable bags. Hurley's does too. And Hurley's also still have paper bags, which of course are very easy to recycle. You know, so I applaud the government for taking this initiative, Minister Kathy Ebanks Wilkes and the rest of the government, and I know the opposition will support this. Customs, I know, definitely will. And so we not only want to protect the environment, but we also want to protect our health. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it. I wish you all a really great Wednesday, and I will talk to you in the next video.